Well, today I'm at the Wilds. Hey guys, and welcome to something new. Today is the start of my first full zoo vlogs. Today I'm at the Wilds, and I'm gonna show you the important parts of the safari for the bus, and then show you everything for the trails. So let's have fun, shall we? Here's the Hellbender Conservation Center. I don't see anyone in here. Oh, here it is.
So that guy's name is Neo.
Neo?
And then this one. Oh, he's not. Oh, he's right there actually. His name is Stumpy.
Stumpy.
Yeah.
Neo and Stumpy.
They're brothers.
Here. There you go, here, face. I'm just gonna use some princess. Alright. Here's the pale David deers.
Although we are going to the left as we work up here, so I'm going to get as close as I can. So over here are the paired David deer. They are a deer species from China. However, they are extinct in the wild, and they have been for a pretty long time. Back around the 1800s, when there weren't very many left in the wild, a man named Père David was visiting China. And he was a missionary, however, he was also very interested in animals. Also, there's a fawn standing up over there by the road, if you can see it.
Oh, I do see it.
But he heard about these deer, and so he wanted to try to find some.
The fun.
That's their mating call. However, since there weren't really many deer in the wild at the time, his only real chance of seeing any was to go onto the emperor's private hunting grounds, which were forbidden to go upon. So he bribed some guards so that he could look through the gate for a little bit.
There's the bison, American bison, all the way
So
far
the American
away.
bison used to have somewhere around 300 million living in the U.S. and North America. However, they were hunted down to roughly 3,000 in the 1800s. Now right here, these are Bactrian deer.
Okay, deer.
So they aren't the same as the Père Davids we saw earlier. The Bactrian deer are from the Middle East and Mongolia. Right now we just have males in this pasture, I believe. Most of them are off in a different pasture. Normally the males and females will all stay in one big herd. They just have this group separated at the moment. I have no idea. But their antlers are not done growing yet. They grow them once a year. They still have that velvet on them, which shows you that they're still growing. So they will keep that velvet until they're done, either by the end of this month or sometime next month. I think is when they'll usually finish growing them. And yeah, that's Zuru. So that's our male.
There's Zuru, the male horned Indian rhino.
This is the greater one-horned Asian rhino, also called the Indian rhino. They can weigh anywhere from 3,800 to 4,500 pounds when they're fully grown. That said, they have a smaller head than most rhino species, so they can swim. They can keep their nose up above the water. You can already see he's lifting his head pretty high. So they will get down into the water. do
Pigeon
come up. This is one of the
onagers.
bitey animals. It's not so much that they're aggressive, but they like to groom each other
Oh, wow.
a lot, and because of that, they bite a lot.
They even smell like farm animals. There we go. There's
They are
5 of
native
them.
to around Iran, which is now Persia, or what used to be Persia. They will live on the edges of the deserts, and they will run into the desert sometimes. They are the fastest horse-like species in the world. They can run up to 40 miles an hour in the wild. So
Found this guy right here, too.
The extra weight doesn't affect their health. But out here, as you can see, they have a little more food than they would have.
Here's a better look of them.
So they have a triangular upper lip that kind of acts like a thumb. They can use it to pull food into their mouth. Now you can really see where he kind of rubs down his horn. So he keeps his rounded. We did have another male here a few years ago that would kind of grow his out a little bit longer, but usually they're going to be about this length or even shorter. That armor look they get is where their skin folds over to protect them from the bites of other rhinos. Although their skin is really tough, if you ever pet one, it feels like petting a rock.
And he's
There
gone.
he goes. And he's had enough for today. And we're just...
Now we're at the river trails. That's the bird building. What birds are in there, Louie? Budgies are in there. Found the budgies. Now going over here.
Red-crowned crane.
Yep. Red-crowned cranes.
There, go right.
Where?
In that
Yep.
crate.
There he is.
I don't know what they are, but I know they're not actually.
Oh, tufted deer.
That's a tufted deer, never mind.
And red-crowned cranes.
What the heck?
Something with a long neck and a hard beak.
I guess they got rid of the Chinese Corral.
Huh.
We had tufted deer.
Oh,
Well,
that's something.
yeah.
Deja vu.
Excuse you, by the way.
Doesn't it feel like deja vu?
Red-crowned cranes. Yeah, yeah. Because of the
Age of Quest.
Age of Quest. Too bad they got rid of the Chinese Corral.
Well, good thing it's all next year.
Yeah.
I think Louis has them too, so.
Yep. So we'll see them there
Yeah.
in 2 years.
St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis. I thought you said San Diego. Oh, whenever we go, St. Louis.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, it's just a rock.
Oh. There's fishies over here. What is that?
It's probably a parasite deer. Yeah, there's a deer. Yeah, there's one of those deers on the other side of the lake.
Hello.
No. Yeah?
There's a couple of them over there, yeah.
Take care of that.
And
Alright. Put back your hand.
big fishies over here.
Thank you. You're welcome. You want here.
Looks like a lot of bluegill
I couldn't hold it.
and catfish. Wait, hold on.
I know.
I don't know what that is.
Because no one had ever really been
It's
able to
kind of
observe
a
them.
butt of a
So we
talking.
brought them out here and we left the entire herd on the hillside on the other side of the lake over there. And now both of these ones closest to us are
talking.
females. Females are a little bit lighter than the males and they have smaller horns. So if you see that one that's butt's facing us over there over the hill, if you see his horns in front of him, if he's starting to turn this way, if that's a male, they have much larger horns and they're usually darker in color. But the trees out here, they like to rub them down and weaken them to where they can stand up on two.
There's a ring-tailed deer. There it goes. Ring-tailed deer. Not actually part of the bog, but it's here.
So once we find a home for our
Cheetah.
4 boys in the other area, Canoe is going to be our breeding male and they're going to have some cubs again. But right now we don't have the room for the cubs.
Also, vultures. Just up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Got the African painted dog. Its arm. Right here.
Three feet away from the painted dog.
And one up there. He's laying down.
There's 2 more on the platform.
Yep, 2 of them. Now we got the dull. One really close. Right there.
There's one on the platform too.
Yep, and one right there. Laying down. This is the closest we ever seen them. And yeah. My second time seeing them of the 4 times. And right there. More African dogs, painted dogs, and more vultures. Got 3 cheetahs, and 2 and 3.
Going to Japan. Wow. Crazy.
This guy's really close.
The cheetahs and the dogs have to be my.
All the paint dogs are over here.
Looks like they're tiptoeing.
Hey guys, how's it going? What for the weather happened? Okay, see you. Man. Let's hang out. All right.
Zebras at the moment.
There's the oryxes.
They do have horns on their heads. The males and females will have horns. All the ones out right now are females, but the males look pretty well the same. They will use their horns to fight a little bit.
The zebras, Griffey zebras. Another oryx.
The scimitar horned oryxes are right by the gate. All of them are dinosaur birds because they have very
Yep.
dinosaur-like feet. They also have very large eyeballs, but their eyes are so big that it doesn't leave much room in their head for a brain. Their brain is actually smaller than one of their eyeballs.
Wow.
Wow.
So they tend to think the bolts look like bugs. I'm not sure what happened when they're here. I don't think it was them. Although one of our other tour guides had his clicker stolen by the ostriches once. In fact, I think it was her.
This is hilarious.
But females have brown and gray.
Have fun over there.
3-year-old. His name is War, and he earned that name, so he's down at the barn. Also, the ostriches are not endangered, so we don't actively breed them out here. He's walking away instead of towards us. Oh, dang it, that's worse. It's right back.
Everywhere.
Okay, reintroduced into the wild. We were part of a large introduction with around 50 zoos from around the world. Except with that giant group, ours were the ones that adjusted to living in the wild faster than any of the others. And that was because they live out here in these big open fields, whereas all of the others were from zoos that were enclosed, so they weren't united.
Yeah, by 3D here.
But Faith also
There's
has
the
a younger sister.
rhinos.
So
Kind
that's
of
what the third one over there is. The more squared looking pattern with the
like
whiter
the
stripes.
articulated
They also
giraffe.
have the knee socks. All 5 of the others are Maasai giraffes.
Messiah.
So Maasais have the leaf ear pattern, and they are a little more yellow on the spots in between in the places in between the spots. Now, when they are fully grown, they can be anywhere from 12 to 18 feet tall. Tuffy there, when he stands straight up, is somewhere between 15 and 16. Most of our females are between 14 and 15. But our main breeding male, who's not out right now, he is a Maasai, and he is somewhere between 17 and 18 feet tall. Despite their height, they can run up to about 35 miles an hour. Actually, a couple of them were running around last night in the rain.
You can see the rhinos more a little bit more clearly over there.
Other species we saw is pretty solitary.
Here's more rhinos over
These
here.
southern white rhinos tend to stick together. There is only one adult male in the group, though. I can't quite see him at the moment. But he wasn't one of those three, so he's in here somewhere. They have 2 horns on their heads.
Over here.
Actually, that is the male that just laid down in the group by the truck.
Oh, yep.
So that's Kenny G. So he's the only adult male, and they will fight other males if there's other adults with them. So there's only going to be one adult male in each herd, but the females will usually stick together.
Here's a better look at them.
Oh, I can't tell which one this is.
Wow.
I don't know all of them. Animal management can tell all of them apart, but I can't.
A little baby.
We were the first zoo to ever have a 3rd generation born in captivity.
Why?
And they didn't know why it stunted. And when we brought them out here, we accidentally figured out what the problem was. So, in these zoos, the rhinos had a very heavily soy-based diet. Now, you might have noticed the giant piles of poop around. They will use those piles. So here we have the common eland, the largest antelope species in the world. They are not endangered. They were the first animal we got out from Africa, and they were basically our test animal for us to prove that we could take care of the African species before we got any endangered ones out here. So they kind of helped set the bar for a lot of our animal management practices out here. And they've been out here since. One of their most unique features is if they will lift their head. They're kind of eating right now. The bottom of their neck has a little flap that hangs down. It is called a dewlap. It kind of helps regulate their body temperature, but really, but you can
There's
see a
the
couple
fawns
of
of
down
them.
there in the bottom and center of the group.
There's the fawns of them.
Those fawns are getting a little bit older now. I think they're getting close to losing their.
Better look of them.
Here, I'll stop here so you can see the calves first. They're a little spread out right now, but a lot of times all the calves will kind of stick together when the whole herd is moving. There you can see that dewlap. They'll roll around in it, and then they will also
Hey, buddy.
fling it up onto their backs with their antlers. As big as those antlers are, they will grow 2 sets of antlers during 1 year.
Well, guys, other than missing the Saki horses, the Banteng, the Chinese Grail, and the Bactrian Camel, it's been a successful tour. And if you guys like this, please comment, subscribe, and like. And see you guys in the next one.